gist, lifestyle, food, music, and yes, a whole lot of good vibes. You know, whenever I'm on the show, I always bring out good vibes for every single body, everybody here. So it is awesome Thursday, and we cannot wait to get started. We have a lot for you guys. So whether you're jogging, you're going through the park, you're caught in that Lagos traffic. Lagos traffic is serious these days. Or you're just curled up under your duvet with a warm cup of tea, or you're just here with us. Whatever you're doing, welcome to Wake Up Nigeria. Welcome to Wake Up Nigeria. My name is Edgar Ariaka, and you're welcome once more. This is where your money truly begins, all right? Remember that you can watch us live on GOTV channel 16, UHF 49, or you can stream us at www.tvcentertainment.tv. Do not forget that you can download the TVC app on your Android or iOS store. Now, whether you're commuting, you're at the office, you're chilling at home, again, please do not drive and watch. That's not safe, all right? Just park and watch, or you can just listen. All right, make sure you stay connected with us online, and you can follow us on our social media handles on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, X. We're everywhere at TVC Entertainment _, and you can join the conversation using the hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC. Yes. Tell us how your week is going. What's the plan for the weekend? I would like to know that as well. Now, let's talk about the highlights for the day. What are we having? First of all, we'll be taking a moment to send some birthday shout-outs, some birthday love to those that are celebrating their birthdays in the month of July. Birthday shout-outs. I cannot wait for that one.
You prayed for this year, you will have all that you wish for this year. You go get everything and more.
All right, now turning up the volume in the studio is Kaylee NM. Now, born Henry Keichuku. Now, he is a Nigerian singer-songwriter whose sound fuses Afrobeats with the lyrical grit of hip-hop and dancehall. We cannot wait for him to come on the stage and give us great music.
Yeah.
All right. Beautiful tunes right there. Now, serving some delicious breakfast inspiration in the kitchen today is one of our favorite chefs, Chef Faith. All right, for our tech discussion, we have Feromi Israel Adeloye, a cybersecurity professional with over 3 years experience in security engineering, security investigation, threat containment, and incident management and penetration testing. Now, he'll be discussing the topic, data security and the Nigerian. We cannot wait for that one. Super fire topic there. All right, now what is a Thursday without Book Chat? Now for Book Chat, we have David Adeoye Abodunrin. Now he'll be unveiling the mind behind the book FinTech Black Box. FinTech Black Box. We cannot wait to dig deep into that one and talk about the book. Can't wait for that one as well. All right, and how do we wrap up the show? You're wondering how we're going to wrap up the show? Well, we'll be wrapping up the show with Nollywood fanboy Christian Okiaga. Now, he is an actor, storyteller, media voice for change, and he's going to be talking to us a lot about what he's been up to and what he's been doing. I cannot wait for that time to come. Wow, we have a lot in store for you guys today, from great conversations, music. We also have someone from Nollywood coming out the way to have a brilliant conversation. I always enjoy the topic when it comes to tech as well. Guys, do not go anywhere. The show is super packed, and I can tell you that it's going to be super fun. Do not go anywhere. Let's check out the weather. All right, we'll be right back.
It's the third day in the month of July 2025, and we bring to you the news update. You're welcome to Wake Up Nigeria. My name is Emeo Kwache. We are monitoring political developments in Nigeria as political figures from the People's Democratic Party, Labour Party, and others join forces ahead of the 2027 election. The recently announced opposition coalition has formally adopted the African Democratic Congress as its political platform for 2027. Senior reporter Ademola Lawrence has details.
It was a significant moment at the Shehu Musa Yar'Adua Center in Abuja as key opposition figures converged to announce the formal adoption of the African Democratic Congress ADC as a new political vehicle ahead of the 2027 general election. Present at the event were former Vice President Atiku Abubakar, former Kaduna State Governor Nasir El-Rufai, Labour Party's presidential candidate Peter Obi, and former APC National Chairman John Odege Oyegun, among other political heavyweights. The outgoing national chairman thanked the former executive of the party for paving way for the new ones to chart a new course for Nigeria.
Have given impetus for our collective endorsement for leadership rejig at all levels came from our NEC members and our NWC. All our close meetings, we agreed that the nation is our focus. The endorsement that we got and which we're today going to give to distinguished Senator David Mark.
The official adoption marks the beginning of what is expected to be an intense political battle as opposition forces close ranks ahead of 2027.
This is the vote of the coalition!
For the interim chairman, this coalition was not built overnight. He said it has been 18 months of consultation, insisting Nigerians deserve a real alternative to the APC.
This is the bold new path we declare today. A path of unity over division, service over slogans, action over excuses, compassion over inhumanity, transparency over opacity, inclusion over nepotism, real progress over endless rhetoric, performance over empty promises, rule of law over impunity, and justice over iniquity.
With the formal adoption of the ADC by the coalition, the race for the 2027 election has officially begun. The coalition says it is ready to unseat President Bola Tinubu come 2027 and chart a new course for Nigeria. Ademola Lawrence, TVC News, Abuja.
Just hours after the opposition coalition announced its decision to adopt the ADC, the party may be running into a ditch. Political figures in the ADC, including 2023 presidential candidate Dumebi Kachukwu, insist the coalition is not recognized. Mr. Kachukwu says the coalition is an alliance with the party's former leadership and the current leadership does not recognize it.
That thrives on meritocracy and de-emphasizes tribe and religion. We dream of a nation that works for all Nigerians, irrespective of region or religion. If you seek to be a part of the ADC, do the proper thing and come through the front door. We are a party of decent and well-behaved people. Our brand of opposition is one that not only opposes, but proposes something your group is not conversant with. I strongly suspect that you will be shopping for another party very soon. And as you do that, we, the members of the African Democratic Congress, wish you bon voyage.
Outside Nigeria, music mogul Sean Combs has been found not guilty of racketeering and sex trafficking of his former partner and another woman. The acquittals on sex trafficking charges mean he will avoid a 15-year mandatory minimum sentence. In another charge, Didi was found guilty of transportation to engage in prostitution related to both women. The charge carries a 10-year maximum prison sentence. The New York federal jury on Tuesday returned a partial verdict with decisions on 4 of the 5 charges the music mogul was facing, but said it was undecided on the 5th charge. The 55-year-old pleaded not guilty to all 5 charges against him. Now let's move on to some sports. Okay, that's all we can take on the news for now. Wake Up Nigeria continues with more. Stay with us.
Imagine a country with over 320 plenty languages. Why you go dey only focus on Yoruba, Hausa and Igbo when we get a common language wey dey unite everybody from oga to even madam sef and every person wey dey for street. That's na why we dey introduce you 89.9 Yanga FM, the #1 urban pidgin radio station wey dey unite us all. From the award-winning breakfast show Wetin Dey with your brother, your friend Wale Po.
Everywhere so bumper.
You dey chop for this side.
This is not Cruise Express.
And this go be the best 4 hours of our life. Country people, make una join us.
Oh.
Now we be What's Up Naija crew. Now we dey give you wetin dey sup for inside we country.
Yes, so
keep it loud.
If God be your papa, why you not gonna make Yanga?
Bound to a holla.
Now here we dey settle all the matter.
Bro, we right here.
Nobody better than we, right?
Okay, now whispers be that. Make I just be the last sensible voice where you go here.
Now we be 89.9 Yanga FM.
Hey, my people, I greet you plenty. My name is Nachika Okeke. My name is Uwi Balogun.
My name is Damilola Banire. My name is Moyo Faraway Ahmed. If you also call me Moyo, listen.
And this na Abigail. And I dare on top of your view pigeon. I'm going to bring you bass, boost. I don't get person will be single mother before. He carry another man show, say, now my husband be this.
This now what you want.
After that day, the man
you go see him again.
If you snooze, you lose. If you miss this show, you miss out. On top this our show, I not dey gree for anybody.
When you dey find the husband, you not see sign say the guys, Martin, don't vex, don't use signs.
If they look for person, we go give them to you. Fact as he be. Men no they ever get fault. If baby not there for her, na the woman.
Talk no they be person, no make person no fit talk true inside. But for this country, we not say if we open court in the morning, waiting no good, no good.
Me and my sisters, hey, we go tanda gidigba for inside studio to give una all the latest information.
But look, we not even take responsibility for the children. Leave the man.
And that's some poria.
Doubt and fear doesn't occur at the canvas, it shows in the canvas. It shows the conation of raw earthen material slabbed, stroked and molded at a pace provided by the doubt and fear. Every move weigh in the struggle of one to the other, merging the past to the present, brushstrokes of colors seen but not known. For when the wailing stops, the pieces settle down in abject beauty erected for a century of a century. Speaking, advocating, protesting as the arts are meant to be.
Time for a tech discussion this morning on Wake Up Nigeria, and for that we have Feromi Israel Adiluyi, a cybersecurity professional with over 3 years experience in security engineering, security investigations, threat containment, incident management, and penetration testing. Today, the discussion is data security and the Nigerian. It's such a pleasure to have you in the studio with us today. How are you doing?
I'm good. Thank you very much.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Now, one might not really understand your portfolio until you actually find yourself in certain situations that make you actually appreciate what it is. But then let's talk about data security itself. What is data security?
Okay, thank you very much. Data security really speaks about the fact that people transact and people have conversations over the internet. People share things, people receive things, and all of that is basically being passed through the internet. And it's important that we're able to regulate the movement right? You want to know, where's my data going? Who am I sharing it with? Are they the intended parties? Are they the people I really want to share that with? What are they doing with what I'm sharing with them? So it is really important to have those conversations around that, so we know exactly how to safeguard what we want exposed and what we want kept private. So the whole essence of understanding how data flows basically is what we understand by data security.
So this is a lot. It might seem simple and straightforward, data security, but it's a lot. You've mentioned different angles to it. Can we break it down even further?
Okay, so let's look at it personally, let's look at it organization-wide. So personally, you want to look at, okay, for example, where's my profile picture going to? Maybe I'll upload a picture to Instagram, for example. How far does the picture go? Maybe I send a text to someone on WhatsApp, for example. How wide does that go? And the more we interact on the internet, especially within Nigeria, I've found that a lot of people do not realize the depth of how much
information that they're putting out there.
It's so crazy.
Yeah.
And even organizations, right, as they continue to interact with other organizations, you need to make sure that what we share with others is kept within that sphere and not spread to people that we don't necessarily want to interact with it.
So now, as an average Nigerian, trying to understand what data security is, what do I need to know and what do I need to do?
Okay, so the first thing is to know that anything you put on the internet does not go away. And it's very key that you know that. Anything that you share, once it leaves your private network and it goes outside to the internet, it does not leave. There's a saying that we have in cybersecurity: the internet never forgets, right? So you want to be really careful of the things that you share with others. So an example is this: if you're currently at a specific location, you do not want to necessarily share that you're at the location at that time. Maybe give some hours gap. Okay, maybe you've gotten somewhere else different, because as you continue to move, not everyone is a good person on the internet. So you want to make sure that the things that you share, time-based, location-based, those things that are very sensitive, you want to make sure that it's not in real time as much as possible, so that you are not able to be easily tracked and people can just generally be safe out there.
For the organization angle of it.
So for the organizations, I would say this: you want to be able to audit the people who you are interfacing with. So there's something in cybersecurity where we call supply chain attack. So what supply chain attack means is that you interact with someone, that person interacts with someone else. So it's like a three-way system. You may be able to control what the information you give them, but you want to make sure that what information that they also share with another organization, your data is not part of that. So it is very important that you audit those companies to make sure that those things that are yours remain yours, and those things that are for them remain theirs, and things are not spilling both ways.
But how do things spill?
Okay.
Is it that they'll hack your... I need to know more about
All right. So things can happen intentionally and unintentionally. So
intentionally is when someone sells out.
Yes. So someone sells out, or maybe a malicious hacker gains access to their systems and begins to leak that. So we have a couple of breach forums where people go to an organization, they basically hack in, get all the data, and they harvest it and post it out on something called the dark web. So the internet has like the surface web where everyone accesses, then you have a different side of the internet called the dark web. There, people sell this data. So someone gets access to company information, we call it personally identifiable information, or PII. So things like maybe your debit card information, your name, your address, all those very sensitive things. And they have all of that and they just post on dark web for people to buy. So as an organization, you want to make sure that you are very, very intentional about your systems. And also you want to be able to have something called data leakage prevention tools. So called DLP tools in cybersecurity. So DLP tools, what that happens is that you have that installed in your environment, and having a cybersecurity company or a professional like where I work, Digis, you would be able to track where your data is moving to. And you'll be able to set up rules that, okay, if it's going somewhere that's outside of what it should be, block it, right? So we're able to have all those things in place. To a large extent, you're able to curb those things, whether intentionally or unintentionally.
So I'm going to take you to the statement you made about debit card, because thank God you said it's data security and Nigeria. Now, so many Nigerians do not know just how far and wide it is when you talk about sharing your PIN with people, when you talk about sharing your debit card information. Some people give other people their ATM to go and withdraw, their ATM cards rather, to go and withdraw, forgetting that the information is all encompassing, because the unfortunate thing about debit cards is everything that is needed to swipe your account is on that card. So how do people protect themselves even when they are so open and willing to give out? Because I've always thought I'll call it the two-factor authentication, in the sense that when you enter your card details on an online platform, you still have to send some authentication code from your phone or your email and stuff. Is that enough? And then are there other ways that you could still lose these things, considering the fact that you're giving a random person your card?
All right. Me to you, two-factor authentication can be bypassed.
It can?
It can.
Wahala.
Yes. Me to you, I will tell you, as a cybersecurity professional, there are ways to bypass these things. And I mean, you have to test the system to know how good they are, and I can tell you they can be.
So all that, check your email or your SMS for a code. It can be bypassed.
It can. It just makes it harder. Right? So in cybersecurity, what you want to do is that you want to increase the barrier, the amount of work it takes to eventually get in. So you want to raise it as much as possible. So when they tell you, oh, don't share. If you share, have 2FA. If you have 2FA, have a different. So we have something called MFA, not just 2FA, multi-factor authentication. So you can have more than one kind of extra layer of protection, right? So generally, we tell people, don't share these things online, right? Let me give an interesting example, people that do not consider. You know, there's a meme where they say things like, oh, if you're in July and the day of the month, like put it together and maybe to come up with a random funny thing and people put it out there. You just gave out your month of birth, your date of birth. You may think that it's separate, but someone else probably has access to something else somewhere else. And they begin to match that data together and eventually get access to you. So as much as you can, don't share things that you're not meant to share. Those things are a lot. And the more we put it out there, the more people can match it together and eventually get access to
I recall someone cautioning me about people who share their, like, you know, when some people make tweets then or post on social media, share your account details and your phone number.
Yes.
I got to find out that it was more or less like harvest.
Yes.
Like, thank you for the free food.
Exactly.
And many of these hackers are so patient. They have your details. They are just waiting for the right time. When you put in some money, maybe like 5 years time when you're all made, and then you're like, what happened? What happened? I've not put my account in like 10 years. But you never can tell. How does that work?
Okay, so one of the first I tell people, let me give precautionary methods and something that people can try right now, right? So let me be more practical. There's a website called haveibeenpawned.com.
Have I been?
Pawned. So pawn is kind of like a cybersecurity term. When you like eventually get access to something, you're like, oh, I pawned this thing. PAWNED.
Yeah, like pawn shop.
Yes, exactly. So get to the website, put in your email address, and see whether your email has been involved in a data breach before.
Who?
So if you just see that your email has been involved, change it immediately.
Change your email address or
the password.
The password.
The password for the email address, change it immediately. Right, because a lot of time people don't know because
you can do this for your social media accounts.
Oh yeah, you can, right? So there are tools to put in social media accounts and begin to check. Generally, I tell people rotate your passwords as much as you can. Use a password manager, right? I wouldn't necessarily call names down, but just have a password manager. Don't reuse your passwords. A lot of people, date of birth, they use it in their passwords.
Why are you shouting?
Location, where they stayed, right? They use it in their password. Where they say at that time, they use it in their password. So those things, I'm
feeling attacked now. But go on.
Because at the end of the day, the concept of hacking is to understand people.
Yeah.
So the more you understand people, the more you know what their behavior is like, and the more you are able to use that either for your good
or for bad.
Exactly.
Thank you so much for your time. It's been quite an interesting conversation, Feromi. Thank you indeed.
You're very welcome.
At this point, we have to take a break. You're watching Wake Up Nigeria. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Level 2, electrified fence.
Space terrifying. Let's get out of here.
Hey Nick fam! Remember, Nick on TVC is your one-stop for engaging children's shows like El Tigre, Paw Patrol, SpongeBob SquarePants, Kung Fu Panda, and lots more to keep the kids glued to their screens. Catch us on Mondays to Fridays at 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. and Saturdays and Sundays from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. right here on TVC.
Argentina, champions of the world!
Hey, my people, I greet you plenty. My name is Nachika Okeke.
My name na Uwi Balogun. My name na Damilola Banire. My name na Moyo Faraway Ahmed. If you also call me Moyo, listen.
And this na Abigail.
And I dare on top of you, pigeon.
I'm going to bring you bass, boost. I don't get person will be single mother before. He carry another man show, say, now my husband be this. After that day, the man
you no go see him again. If you snooze, you lose. If you miss this show, you miss out. On top this our show, I not dey gree for anybody.
When you dey friend the husband, you not see sign say the guy smart, you don't vex, don't give signs. If they look for person we go give them to you, fact as it be.
Men no dey ever get fault. If baby not dey for her,
na the woman. Talk no dey be person, you make person no fit talk true inside. But for this country, we not say if we open court in the morning, waiting no good, no good.
Me and my sisters, hey, we got Tanda Gidigba for inside studio to give una all the latest information.
We not even take responsibility for the children. Leave the man.
And that's some poria.
The time has come to experience the power of faith, music, and praise. This is the Max Urban Gospel Chart Show. Every Sunday from 10 a.m., tune in to catch the pulse-pounding beats and soul-stirring melodies that will elevate your faith and leave a lasting impact on your heart. The Max Urban Gospel Chart Show. Every Sunday from 10 a.m. exclusively on Max FM, where we count down the best 20 urban gospel hits from around the world. Get your praise on.
You're my provider, you're my provider.
Thanks for staying with us. It's What's Up and About, and today we're discussing quite an interesting conversation that sparked our interest on social media. And of course, it's none other than the man himself, Two-Face Idibia. So, in a recent podcast with Nidu, I think it was also Nidu's way of introducing and welcoming himself back into the podcast scene after being away for a while. In the podcast, Two-Face was the interviewee, and he said, well, some of the questions that were asked, he said that, and I quote, "A man is not built to be sexually with one woman. A man can love one woman, but it's impossible for a man to sexually be with one woman only. It's the biology of a man." And thankfully, we have a man right here with us. Edgar Eriaka.
Thank you very much. This is the first time you guys are really acknowledging me on the show, and I'm super grateful.
Oh God!
But yes, to be honest,
you tell me it was Black Day.
Yeah, no, it's a Black Week. But speaking about podcasting, I feel that one has to be very careful what you say on a podcast. The reason is because sometimes when you're done saying whatever you're saying, these podcasters would never send you the video to preview it, to be sure that what you have said is you want to, what you've said to be out there. And they're always looking for these clickbaits. They're looking for things that they can just push out there. But again, Two-Face has always been in the news for different things. It's either his case with his ex-wife, or his case with his wife, the political side, or his case about his children. And he has come out to apologize about the statement that he made. Now, some people have said, oh, the apology was forced, he wasn't looking at the camera. Some people have said, oh, it's not really from Two-Face. Some people have said, well, even Dotson said, this is not the Two-Face we know. People are using Two-Face. People have said different things.
Nobody has said AI, Sha.
No one has said it's AI. Nobody has said it's AI. We all agree that it's Two-Face that's actually saying all the things that he has said. My only concern with what he has said is, are you apologizing because you think your statement is false? Or are you apologizing because so many people have come out to say what you're saying is wrong?
Me, I will still go back first. Before we talk about this, is he apologizing? Let's go back to that statement that men are biologically polygamous, while women are biologically monogamous.
Yes.
Ladies
Which
and
I was
gentlemen,
expecting Edgar to answer that.
I'm not the way to. Let us be honest.
Yeah.
It is a big lie.
Okay.
Whoever has been telling you that women are naturally monogamous, na lie o. See, I've been hearing this thing for years, and I just smile and I said to myself, no wahala. Let's also remember that Charles Darwin, who came up with that old talk, was talking about in a time when women were dependent on their men in such a way that women were expected to be that way. Does not mean that women weren't doing certain nefarious activities. And even before then, women were known to be lustful. It's even stated in certain places in holy books. So, Biko, where did you people come up with your stuff? Look, some women choose to just keep themselves or stay by themselves or stick to one man at a time. That doesn't mean that women are naturally monogamous. It is not true. Why are people trying to deceive themselves? Listen, any man that thinks that he's naturally polygamous is just deceiving himself, because there are also men who choose to be monogamous. Does it mean that they are being unnatural? I hear some of these statements and I shake my head. There's this one that I remember growing up with. They will say pencil and sharpener. And I'm like, the more a pencil is being sharpened, what happens? It gets sharper.
Yes.
What happens to the sharpener? It stays the same. So who is suffering? I've heard so many foolish analogies and I'm like, oh, please.
To be honest,
there a counter?
I really do not want to. I really do not want to answer that because, again, just like you mentioned, every man or woman is set to define their own way of life and how they choose.
It's your choice.
The only problem I actually have is that it's coming from Two-Face. Now, Two-Face is someone that has a history. People call Two-Face the Abraham of, the music industry because of his history. So if someone like Two-Face is saying that, every man, and I think that's just the issue when people use the word every. That's where we always have it. If you say, you took some men. If you say some men or the men everybody, no one would argue with you. But when you say every, you're basically talking about everyone in that room with you, including Nedu, who is having the interview with you. So I think for me, it's just Two-Face, who has gone through the history of having so many stories with so many other women, come out to say, the reason why I probably did all those things is because that is how I was made. That is what men are meant to be like. That is what men are meant to do. And I don't totally agree because, again, just like you said, every man has to choose his own way of their path and their way of life.
Unfortunately, we live in a time where, I was having this conversation with someone some time ago where I was saying that we live in a time, unfortunately, where mediocrity is being celebrated.
Absolutely.
A lot of, I don't want to say immorality, but a lot of inane things that, it seems like our values just keep dropping.
I don't think it's dropping. I think it's just getting exposed. Because these values that you're talking about has been dropping ever since. Social media is just bringing it to the front.
Well, I agree with you, but
Yeah.
then if you were also to compare the time of our parents and grandparents
There was no
to
social
these
media.
times,
It's
as much
the
as
same.
yes, there was no social media, but there was strict parenting.
Facts.
There was intentional parenting. Those values were being upheld. They were
Yes.
being practiced. They were being reinstated. They were being reinforced over and over and over and over again. It was a case of a village raising raising a child. It wasn't a case of, oh, okay, you are just your parents' child. You
Yes.
know, you do stuff that is wrong or you say things that are wrong, people around you will correct you. But in these times, people are even afraid to correct because they don't want to receive a backlash from their parents saying, no, don't talk to
You know
my
what I
child
also feel,
anyhow.
yes.
Or don't
You know
do
what I
this,
also think,
don't
yeah.
you know.
Even social
I
media,
believe that-
when you try to correct somebody, when you try to set them straight,
Somebody
you
comes
get
and
insulted.
attacks
let
you.
me be honest with you. I feel that there are certain opinions that we have that should only remain in our head. I'm being honest. No, I'm honest with you. Now, I'll be honest, yes. You have to be, when you're a social media influencer or when you are out there, you have to be very political about certain questions and certain answers that you give. I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why.
Yeah.
Now, this is Two-Face with, I don't know how many millions of followers that he has. He has maybe 10 million.
He's a role model to a lot of
he
people.
is. There are so many people that are looking up to Two-Face.
Yeah.
There are so many people that left school and they are saying, if Two-Face can do it, I will do it as well.
Yeah.
There are so many people that are saying, oh, I don't want to get married or stay with my partner. If Two-Face can be successful with that his story, I will do it as well. There are people who are building their lives because of the decisions that these so-called celebrities have taken.
If
that
you
they
are
also
one
want
of
to
such
model.
people, if you are
Do you
one of
understand what
such
I'm
people,
saying?
I will advise you to better stop. See, this role model of a thing is
No, I'm
just
not even saying
unnecessary.
stop.
See,
I'm not even
it's
saying
just
stop.
unnecessary pressure. Everybody is human. Nobody is perfect. The earlier you realize this, the better. Yes, you can say, I would like to fashion my life after this person. Does not mean that I should fashion after the negative aspects of the person. So, Biko, let's be wise when we are making choices. There is no such thing as anybody is naturally monogamous or polygamous or whatever. If you like, continue. HIV is waiting for you. STDs of all kinds are waiting for you. A lot of problems are waiting for you.
So to buttress
I'm encouraging you.
to buttress what Edgar has said, still going back to what I mentioned earlier on about our values being upheld.
Yeah.
So as much as you say that certain things should not be said, there's nothing wrong with them being said, in my opinion, right, to be honest, because at the end of the day, somebody needs to say it. But it doesn't mean that everyone now should now carry it and run with it because this is this person's opinion about, you know, because that's how he lives his life. It doesn't mean that everybody needs to live in that certain way.
People
Let's
need
not
to
also
make
forget that
better
as
choices.
much as they say men are polygamous, yes, the anatomy, the physiology, the hormonal, you know, crafting
doctor.
of a man is designed, you know, to be to be polygamous in some way. I've also read a book about what do men want. Trust me, it it digs in and it analyzes on
See,
how
there is a
men-
lot that we can say.
But then I really, but before we go,
too.
I need to quickly say this, but we need to be disciplined.
Yeah.
We need
Absolutely.
to be disciplined
That's
in
it.
our, you know, dealings. No one is asking you not to be promiscuous, but be
Yes.
promiscuous in a moderate way.
All right. There is a lot that we
whatever
want
we
to
do,
say.
let's just be disciplined.
All right,
And
there is a
let's,
lot
you
that we
know,
can say
practice
right now,
self-control
but
as
you know,
well.
we don't really have time to, you know, continue the conversation. We'll
Right.
probably continue after. All right, but please use the hashtag Wake Up Nigeria to share your thoughts on
Are
this
men
one.
really polygamous in nature?
Yes.
Let us know. Use the hashtag Wake Up
Continue
Nigeria on
and end up
TVC.
like Didi.
We'll be right back, people. Stay with us.
Let's go.
doubt and fear doesn't occur at the canvas, it shows in the canvas. It shows the conation of raw earthen material slabbed, stroked and molded at a pace provided by the doubt and fear. Every move weigh in the struggle of one to the other, merging the past to the present, brushstrokes of colors seen but not known. For when the wailing stops, the pieces settle down in abject beauty erected for a century of a century. Speaking, advocating, protesting as the arts are meant to be.
I'm Miriam Lunge. I'm a passionate environment advocate and a published author.
I am the founder of Celebration, a businesswoman, and a fashion icon.
I am a wealth coach and a real estate developer.
I am Amako Arakwe. I'm a corporate commercial lawyer and an entrepreneur.
Barkamu da warhaka. I am Ramatu Shehu Oyibo, an entrepreneur and a business coach.
I am the voice of an average Muslim woman, an hijabite, and a lawyer.
I am a polymath and a serial entrepreneur.
I am Murayo Afolabi Brown, Managing Director, TVC Entertainment. I'm a media consultant, producer, and broadcaster.
The ladies of Your View are made of women from different professions, tribes, cultures, and religion. Join us every Monday to Friday as we share our views on topical and social issues.
All right, it's time for birthday shout-outs. Now, this is the segment where we wish people happy birthday and we give special shout-outs to everyone celebrating their birthdays in the month of July. Now, the first person here is Abosede Aramide Omishore. Now, 1st of July is your birthday, and this one is coming from your husband, Omishore. Happy birthday to you!
I wish you very well. This year you will have all that you prayed for. This year you will have all that you wish for.
All right, now this one is for Enoch Temi Titi Lokpe. Now, 6th of July is your birthday, and this is coming from the Apostolic Church District. Happy birthday to you. All right, now this is for Felicia Odetayo. Now, the 5th of July is your birthday, and this is coming from the Apostolic Church. Happy birthday to you.
This day is your day, and I wish you very well. This year you will have all that you prayed for. This year you will have all that you wish for. This year you go get.
So my hands are raised. Kingsley Aitafo John. Now, 6th of July is your birthday, and this one is coming from TVC Logistics Unit. Happy birthday to you. Oh, wow. Now, this one is for the electrifying, the beautiful Murayo Afolabi Brown. Now, 6th of July is your birthday, and this one is coming from TVC Communications. Happy birthday to you. So beautiful.
And I wish you very well. This year you will have all that you
CEO TVC Entertainment. Happy birthday to you.
all that you wish for. This year you go get.
All right, now this is for Mrs. Olachiga. 4th of July is your birthday, and this one is coming from Janet Olasukomi. Happy birthday. All right, now this is for Obani Akinwale. Now, the 2nd of July is your birthday, and this is coming from TVC Communications. Happy birthday to you. Director Technicals, TVC Communications. Happy birthday. We love you.
You will have all that you prayed for. This year you will have all that you wish for.
All right, now this is for Saudat Uluronti Alabi. Now, 5th of July is your birthday, and this is coming from Super Tong Concepts. Happy, happy birthday. All right, happy birthday to everyone celebrating their birthday in the month of July. You know, the show continues, but we cannot continue the show without music, right? So let's head over to the stage and have great music with Mary. Mary, what's happening over there? Tell us.
It's time to do some dancing, if you know what I mean, because turning up the volume in the studio is Kalienem, born Henry Oduma Ikechukwu. Now, he is a Nigerian singer with a difference. We're talking about someone who also writes his songs. His sound fuses Afrobeats with the lyrical grit of hip-hop and dancehall. That's a lot. Afrobeats, hip-hop, dancehall.
Yeah.
Okay, you dressed hip-hop today.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so what informs your genre of music? What is it the song you write that inspires what genre you play, or is the beats that determines it?
Yeah, actually, it's the way I feel.
It's the way you feel?
Yeah, when I want to write my songs and stuff like
Okay,
that.
so it's the way you feel. Yeah. Okay, so what song are you performing for us this morning?
Yeah, I'm going to be performing Gaily and Casamigo.
Gaily?
No, Gaily.
Girly and Casamigo. They are two different songs,
yeah,
right?
Two different songs.
Tell me about Girly. What's it about?
About Gaily, yeah, it's just like a heartbreak songs, like she's trying to avoid or something like that.
Okay.
But Casamigo is just like for the parties and stuff like.
If you could collaborate as well with 3 Nigerian artists, who would it be?
I would say Wizkid.
Okay.
Rema.
Okay.
And Johnny Drill.
Wizkid, Rema, Johnny Drill. Okay. You know what? We really want to hear you perform.
Okay.
So I'm going to step aside and let you do your thing. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah. I know how easy when less on my do. Cause now you really make money moo. Turn around, make it show me your emu. Cause I know this a love in a juju, okay. What have you done, no? With them, big man, they follow you. Mama, see that, and now your love. Oh, you could kill it, person, no. What can I do? Girl, you making me day, boo. I go like no, so you go be my lady, oh. What can I do? Girl, you making me day, boo. I go like no, so you go be my lady, oh. Girl, you why you say you go drink it, Casamigo. Don't get it, I want to know what do you go like to do, mommy, yo. Look at the wine, me, yo. Now for your heart, me, I surrender. Touching my body, yo. You doing me things I never see, yo, my baby. Girl, it's scatter, make it roll. Now your body, what they make me calm down. For love me, I turn to madman. Baby, say you could like see my mother. You do me things where they turn in my guys. I know say you want take advantage, yo. You dey make me the craze, okay, Pesino. What can I do? Girl, you making me the boo. I go like no, so you go be my lady, yo. What can I do? Girl, you making me the boo. I go like no, so you go be my lady, yo. Girl, you why you say you go drink it, Casamigo. Don't get it, I want to know what do you go like to do, mommy, yo. Look at the wine, me, yo. Now for your heart, me, I surrender. Touching my body, yo. You doing me things I never see, yo, my baby. Get it, why you say you go drink it, Casamigo. Don't get it, I want to know what do you go like to do, mommy, yo. Look at the wine, me, yo. Now for your heart, me, I surrender. Touching my body, yo. You doing me things I never see, you, my baby. Calling one mama for you.
Nice. Thank you so much for the amazing tunes. I really enjoyed it. Now it is time for the kitchen. You know, we're in the kitchen, and I am with one of our favorite chefs, Chef Fave. You see what I did there? How you doing? High five. Too slow. All right. So tell us, what are we doing this morning?
Today we are going to be making boiled yam and chicken vegetables.
Boiled yam?
Yeah.
Have I ever told you how much I love boiled yam?
No.
Oh, I really, really love it. I love it. Or like anything yam. All right, so tell us, what are the ingredients to make this amazing meal?
Okay, so we start with when we want to make the sauce, we have the chicken, the vegetable, that's the bell peppers,
okay,
the onions, the cucumber, the tomatoes, and the pepper.
All right, so you just have you said the pepper here. What else?
The vegetable, that's the bell peppers.
All right.
And the onions and the cucumber.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about the cucumber. What are you doing with the cucumber? Are you grinding it?
No.
Are you slicing it? Or what are you doing with it?
No, I'll be cutting it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Into smaller bits,
Yes,
just smaller chunk.
Yeah.
All
I'll
right.
add it to the sauce.
I don't know if you've noticed with cucumbers, sometimes when you buy cucumbers, they have sometimes sweet tastes and some are actually very bitter.
Yeah.
How do you know which one is sweet and which one is bitter? How can you tell that, okay, this cucumber is sweet, this one is bitter? Because sometimes when I buy them and I taste them, I just get to spit them out.
Okay.
But how do you know?
Okay, so when I want to buy, you look for the ones that are not fully matured.
Okay.
You get, because some people, they will just allow it to mature in their farm before they harvest it. So you just look for the one that is about to.
Okay, those are the sweet ones.
Yes.
All right. Cool. And so what have you what have you done with the meat?
Okay, so I cut the chicken into pieces.
Okay.
So yeah, that's what I'll be using for my chicken sauce.
All right. See, I can see that all you have here again is just salt.
That's salt. I have my seasoning, but it's not here.
All right. Because I was looking for the seasoning. I said, how can we have sauce and without seasoning? It's not possible. All right. So what's the first step? What is the first thing we're doing?
Okay, so I'll have to boil my yam.
Okay.
Then after that, I'll put my pot to make the sauce.
All right.
Yeah.
And how long will it take you to make the sauce?
Let me just say 25 minutes.
Oh, 25 minute sauce. Oh, nice. Awesome. So if you're at home right now and you actually want to join us in making this, boiled yam and sauce, right? Yes, you have the ingredients on the screen right now. Please take a screenshot, write them down. Or if you're in the kitchen, I don't know, for those that have screens in their kitchen, those rich people that have screens in their kitchen, you can actually just watch and, follow us as we make it. So as you are making ours, you're just making yours at the same time. That would really be awesome and be cool, right? And this is a meal you can make in like 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Yes, you can actually do the whole thing in 30 minutes, all right? So yes. This is one breakfast that I think everyone should make. And it's great for children as well.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Nice. What kind of yam is this, by the way?
I don't know which particular yam. I just know that it's yam.
Yes, because I know there are some kinds of yam that when you have them in your mouth, it comes very soft. I don't like those soft ones.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's water yam or something like that. I don't like those ones. I like the ones I like the ones that are strong and thick.
Yeah, this is the one that is stronger.
Yes, as you chew them and you swallow, you feel it in your mouth. All right.
So,
all right. So let's see you start. Let's start. Okay, let's start.
Let me. I'll have to pour water inside.
Yeah, sure. Don't worry. You can do all that. It's really, really awesome. Again, for those of you that are just joining us, we're making yam and sauce. We have all the ingredients on the screen right now. Again, please, you can always go back on YouTube to watch these things and then take, notes of the ingredients. You've always wanted to do yam and sauce. Yes, we're having it here by one of our favorite chefs, Chef Fave. Awesome. And just have I really want to see how the cucumbers would play, what role they would play in this.
Okay.
I cannot wait to see that. I can also see here that you have what's in here?
Okay, that's pepper.
Just pepper?
Yeah.
All right. Guys, do not go anywhere. The show continues. It's still Wake Up Nigeria. We'll be right back in the kitchen. I'm sure by that time we'll probably be done.
Yeah.
Hopefully. All right, do not go anywhere, guys. The show continues. We'll be right back. It's Wake Up Nigeria. Got you.
Trusted toothpaste for kids.
Why do 7 out of 10 kids have cavities, sir? Double Herbal contains clove. My mother says it contains eugenol, which is 100% effective in cavity protection.
Where there's clove, there's no cavity.
Our major currency unit is the Naira, while the minor unit is the Kobo. They are both in notes and coins. The Naira is more than just a medium of exchange. It bears the images of our heroes. So, stop abusing the Naira. It is a criminal offense to spray the Naira at events. Stop stepping on the Naira. It's not your enemy. Do not squeeze. ruffle or write on the naira. Handling the naira with dirty or oily hands can deface the naira. Love the naira as you love yourself. Be a real Nigerian.
This message was brought to you by the National Orientation Agency, NOA.
Studio, brand new set, a new face, but still your favorite breakfast show, Wake Up Nigeria.
It's a fresh new energy, new vibe. You smell that?
Now that's the smell of tasty, tantalizing food from our various chefs.
And when it comes to sports updates with insightful analysis, the place you want to be is Wake Up Nigeria.
That's right. Every second there's a fresh occurrence, and every minute.
Hey guys, how's everyone doing? Welcome once again to Wake. What's up? Welcome. It is a beautiful Thursday again. We're so excited to have everyone here on this show. Thank you so much for sticking up with us. Thank you for staying with us. Thank you for spending the first hour with us. It is the second hour of Wake Up Nigeria. I hope you guys are having a great time because I'm having a great time. I cannot wait to get back into the kitchen and have that meal, with the favorite chef, Chef Faith. See what I did there? Favorite chef, Chef Faith. All right, now if you're just joining us, you're welcome to the show. We are super excited for everyone who is doing this so far. My name is Edgar Erica, and we are super excited. We're super excited. We have a lot in store for everybody. So whether you are still in traffic, you're just drinking your coffee, taking your tea, or you're still in bed, don't worry. It is Wake Up Nigeria, and it is going to be a great show. Now, remember that you can always watch us live on GOTV channel 16, UHF 49, or you can stream us anywhere in the world at tvcentertainment.tv. And if you're on the move, if you're at the office, remember that you can always download the app, the TVC app on your Android and iOS store. You can catch us live anywhere, anytime. And always use the hashtag Wake Up Nigeria on TVC to share your thoughts on the show. Would like to know, what you're doing, where you are, and what is happening over the weekend. It's Friday is coming, Saturday is there, Sunday is coming. What are you going to be doing this weekend? Tell us. I would like to also know. I'd like to hear it. Remember, you can follow us on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, on X as well at TVC Entertainment. All right. Let's make this morning even more interactive. Tell us what is happening. All right. Now, let us move to what we're having this amazing segment, amazing show. Are you guys ready? Are you ready? I am super ready. Now, first of all, we're going to be having book chat. Now, on book chat, we have David Adeoye Abodunrin. Now, he'll be unveiling the mind behind the book, FinTech Black Box. FinTech Black Box. The name alone is captivating already. I cannot wait to hear what that's about. FinTech Black Box. Of course, we see Harv Kaylee in the building, and he is ready to give us some great music, more music. I cannot wait to boogie down and show more steps, with my dance moves. Okay, I have 2 left legs. I should stop dancing at this point. I agree.
I know how easy when less on my do. Cause now you really make money moo. Turn around, make it show me your emu. Cause I know this a love in a juju, okay. What have you done, no? We did make money.
All right, now we'll be wrapping the show with Nollywood's finest, Christian Ochiaga. Now, here's an actor, storyteller, and media voice for change. We cannot wait to have a great conversation with the young man and just find out what is happening in his life and what he's up about. We can't wait for that one. All right. So you can see that we have a lot in store for you guys, from great conversation to music to food, everything to tech. Guys, it is fully loaded. You don't want to miss anything on the show, all right? We'll be right back after this short break. Do not go anywhere. If I catch you, if you go anywhere and I catch you. We'll be right back. All right. We're back in the kitchen. And, if you're just joining us, I am not alone, as you can see. I am with the beautiful, one of our favorite chefs. Chef Fav, how you doing?
I'm fine.
All right. Now, if you're just joining us, we started already. She has told us what she's making. We have boiled yam and
chicken vegetable sauce.
Chicken vegetables?
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Chicken vegetable sauce. Oh, we cannot wait to, have a taste of what this one looks like. All right, so quickly, just tell us what you've done so far and what they have missed. For those that are just joining us, tell them what they've missed so far.
Okay, so I'm already boiling the yam.
The yam is already on fire.
And the chicken is on the fire. So
okay,
I'm cutting the vegetables so that I can make the sauce. So when the chicken is ready, I'll pour it into the sauce and mix it together.
All right.
The food is ready.
Oh, nice. How long have you been boiling the chicken for, and how long have you been boiling it for?
Let me just say for like 10 to 15 minutes now.
All right, so 10 to 15 minutes, yes, okay, and we just boil the chicken for like 10 to 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Nice. No, so when you say vegetable sauce, what are the vegetables you're using?
I have my tomatoes,
yes,
the bell peppers, and
yes,
the cucumber.
That's all?
Yeah.
All right. So you see, it's very, very easy to make. Very easy to make. You don't have to, sweat to get most of these ingredients if you're at home. They're actually very easy to get.
Yeah, very easy.
And I like the way you're chopping you're dicing it, you're just cutting it,
Okay.
Now that's really nice. There are different ways to actually like chop and dice the tomatoes. Now, usually on the show, when it gets to this segment, I would always tell you guys one story about tomatoes, or I'll tell you a story about pepper or the cucumber.
Okay.
But for some reason, I will not say anything because July, no lie. All right, now we have all the ingredients on the screen.
Yeah.
If you're at home and you want to do this with us, you want to make this with us, you have all the ingredients on the screen. You can just, watch back on YouTube and use the hashtag WakeUpNigeria and TVC. If you're making this, you can also just share with us how yours is looking. All right. Now, the onions, I always want to ask, do you prefer to have your onions obvious in your meal, or do you like to blend your onions till it is not really visible anymore? How do you like to use your onions when you cook?
It depends on the kind of food you're making. So for the sauce, you have to make it visible, but not so much. You don't have to put it so much. Yeah.
What is the secret with onions when you boil onions and you're trying to make it, still sweet?
It doesn't take time. Maybe like it won't even take up to 1 minute. The onions are ready. Yes.
Exactly. So I realized that when you leave it longer for more than maybe 2-3 minutes, it becomes too soft.
Yeah.
And then you wouldn't really enjoy it anymore.
Exactly.
Oh, that's really nice. That's really nice as well. So as you guys can see, we have the yam on fire. The chicken is also on fire as well. I can see you've added some of the spices.
The spices.
You did not wait for me. I wanted to say the spices you use now.
Oh, calm down. Calm down.
Why did you just do it quick? You don't want me to know your secrets. You don't want me to know.
That's my secret.
But tell me, what did you use for it? What did you use?
Okay, so I added my seasoning, the salt, then other seasonings, so let's just leave it like that.
You see now, I did not want to miss this moment, the moment where you will put all of this seasoning, because sometimes that's actually the difference between one chef and the other person.
Yes,
special
you have
seasonings.
to protect your recipe.
That's it. The recipe. I see what you're doing there. I see what you're doing there. All right. Now, apart from you want to drop something?
Yeah, I want to try.
Yes. So apart from a vegetable sauce, what else do you eat yam with?
You can eat yam with locally red oil.
Red oil? Oh yes. Some people actually take yam with red oil and just a sprinkle of salt.
Yeah.
All right, that's true. That's true.
You can also have it with egg sauce.
Yes, egg sauce.
You can also have it with...
Have you ever tried yam with butter? Yam with butter.
No, but I've tried yam and fried egg, boiled yam and fried egg.
There's boiled yam and fried egg. There's also yam with butter as well, like yam with solid butter, not the oil, the butter.
I've not tried it before.
You would love it. You should try it. You should try it. All right, guys, there is a lot coming your way. Yeah. We're super excited about what is happening here in the kitchen, but trust me, when we get back, you guys would see the meal in its full package.
Yeah.
Yes, the full package. All right, but do not go anywhere. Let's join them over there. They're having a great interview. I can't wait to hear that one. Let's go and join them over there. All right, we'll be right back to the kitchen. Let's go.
Hi, yes, something's cooking in the kitchen. I absolutely love yam myself, and I can't wait for that breakfast to be ready. But hey, guys, every Thursday we bring to you book chats, and today we have David Adeoye Abodunrin. He is unveiling the mind behind the book, or he is the mind behind the book FinTech Black Book, and that's the book we will be reviewing today. How are you doing?
I'm fine, I'm excited to be here. It's been a while.
Yes, it has been a while. It's been so long, but it's good to finally have you here. And congratulations on all the books that you've been, releasing. And FinTech Black Book, talk to us about the inspiration behind the book.
Well, the FinTech Black Box is a compilation of my work in futurism and tech.
Okay.
I love studying the future and the things that will happen, and fintech is one of the industries that I am studying, and I've done that for about 12-13 years quietly, and then the things I began to see in fintech began to scare me. And the way they were changing, society changing, and we don't even know that changes are afoot, and we're just living our lives in mainstream society as if there is no problem. Meanwhile, things are changing, and it's strong. By the time we start unveiling it, and ultimately, all of tech, if tech is about the future, ultimately all of tech will dovetail into fintech. So it's either you're going to get paid for a service,
right,
or you will pay for a service. So either way, you're coming to the door of fintech. And that's the first place I started my work. I've done work in agri-tech, looking at the future and what the nations would look like in agri-tech. I've done marketing comtech, martech, regtech, but FinTech Black Box came because of that. And Black Box means some events are about to happen.
Yeah, it's like the brain of every engine, basically. It's
exactly. And it suggests that we may be headed for some crash all over the world, and we may be headed for some problems that we're not even aware about.
Yeah.
And so we need to quickly arrest some things. Yes.
I see the need and the importance for it, because especially in this age of technology, and we see a lot of fintech startups, springing up. Even this morning, I read of a particular one that, currently sold its business, for quite a huge sum of money. So as much as there is money in it, like loads of money in it, we see a lot of people. It's a very profitable business. It's also very intricate, I'll say.
Yes.
It is quite intricate. So let's talk about the first chapter of your book, The Black Box of Wealth. Secrets that no one will tell you. Money is it's very fundamental. I tell people that money is value exchange, right?
Absolutely.
So you're offering value and then you're getting money in return. You should be able to give value for you to be able to make money.
Absolutely.
And it's basically about, you know, control and power.
Yes.
So let's just narrow into, you know, the details of chapter 1. You
Yes,
know,
yes,
the black box of wealth.
Yes.
Secrets that no one will tell you. Talk to us about that.
Yes. There are many secrets about money that few people understand. Even as it is today, few people would not, too many people don't know that governments and the richest of the richest of society control how much money you can have in your pocket.
Right.
And they use principles like taxes, lending rates, and so whatever the government wants to happen, traditional economics says they would use the lending rate. If they want to have more disposable income so that you're able to spend more, they reduce taxes and they also reduce lending rates. But there comes a time where you don't want the economy to jump too fast because you don't want to increase inflation when too much money is chasing too few goods.
Okay.
So at that point, they increase lending rate and they increase tax.
Yeah.
Because when you increase tax, you create stability in the economy.
Right.
When the difference between the richest and the poorest is not too large, everybody's at the same level, so people can trust and make the public systems work. In places like Nigeria and Africa, typically the gap is very large. By the way, in the West too, the gap is also very large. For example, you can't plot the richest people and the poorest people in the United States in the same graph. Now, the original founder, so many people don't know that that's how money works, that the central banks, for example, and the government control how much you can earn, no matter your hard work and hustle and business. There are systems in this world to keep people in certain places. And so few people understand that anyway. But layered on top of that, tech has come. And there are now new power distributions going on. And I'm watching the landscape. I'm looking at everything. I'm like, guys don't even know that things are changing. For example, a time is going to come in the future when retailers will become stronger than banks. And we don't even know that's happening. So today in the United States, Walmart has its own bank. Why do I need to go to a bank when everything I would need, maybe £2,000, maybe $1,500, maybe 500,000 naira, I have it with a retailer. And the retailer will even sell for me cheaper. So as we are right now, guys like ShopRite in Nigeria are right to own banks. And traditional banks are under threat because they would not start owning retail stores. Now, there's so many small things going on like that that's about to change the power game. So if you are someone who is interested in business and you think you want to own a bank, maybe you don't need to. Maybe you need to own spending units so you can give people units so that at the end of the day you own the large chunk of the economy. You see, the founders, the fathers of the current banking system in the world is the Medici family, Medici family. Yes, in Europe. Now, after them, there's not been much that happened. Now, we are in a generation where it's happening again on many fronts. As we speak today, the CBN cannot adequately, and that's not Nigeria alone, all over the world, they're struggling with regulating financial transactions because there are so many things going on. Here's the clincher. For example, why we need to all look at this. Things like terrorist financing and funding is getting easily done than any other time in our era. And it's just because we don't understand what is happening in fintech.
I mean, there's so much that you're unpacking in this book, and if you are, I would like to believe that everyone should definitely get this book if you'd want to understand, you know, the financial system and how it works, not just in Nigeria, but all over the world.
And globally.
But let's talk about embedded finance.
Yes.
The silent takeover of the global economy.
Yes.
Someone watching right now is asking, what is embedded finance?
The concept of embedded finance basically is when you embed all of spending into lifestyle, like I mentioned earlier, what Walmart is doing. Now, it exists now at different levels. It's also embedded ordinarily in transactions. Today, there's embedded money in forex transactions. If you're trading money against money. Now, there are now secondary tertiary derivatives of all of that. There's many layers to it. What's going on with embedded finance is that finance is moving into our lifestyles more and into business more.
Right.
So, for example, if I'm importing from China, that importing process is also being embedded into the operations of the business. It contributes to the P&L of the business. The goods in the warehouse is part of the financial fortunes of the business. So if I'm rating myself at the end of the year that I have $100,000 as a company worth, some of the assets is embedded finance, meaning my transactions, things that are not hardcore currency in the bank, but they're embedded into operations. Now that's layered over many levels. So people are storing their wealth they're embedding it in some things that is going to be difficult for the regulators to come after them for tax. It's going to be difficult for the regulators to come after them for anything. And they want more control. So there's a silent control battle between the traditional owners of control, which is government, and the regulator, which is in Nigeria, the government and the CBN.
Right.
There are individuals now who are now owning big stock, and they are in the fintech sectors. Now, the average man on the street needs to understand that this is the easiest time for you to become very wealthy. I mean, I'm so excited that in Europe, they managed to cage temporarily the crypto and Bitcoin energy, but they won't do it for long.
Right.
Because right now, the biggest industrialists are embedding finance into their core operations. So Tesla has on Bitcoin. You understand? So it's embedding, simply put, technically there are layers to it, but this is a simple thing. You're embedding finance and all these transactions into your everyday work, so that because cash in the bank is a concept that people are running from.
Right.
If you are living in this age, you are in the time where you can be the richest. If you know what's going on. But a lot of people are just moving up and down, or just walking the same style. I work, I earn, I save. I work, I earn, I save. Now, those laws are not good enough anymore for the future. This current generation, by the time people are 65, that's if you are right now between 20 and 45, by the time you get to 65, your pension will not be enough to take care of you.
Well, that also depends on, the organization that you're,
Majority will not be enough. Save grace, with prayer, you don't have a difficult condition when the age...
Yeah, but then there's some organizations with quite, mouth-watering interest rates.
And I agree, but they are not common. So the belt, what you call belt distribution, the average 70%
I agree with you.
of persons will still be under the need for good medical care.
True.
Now, talk less of people that are not in organized, like the creative industry. People that don't have organized 9 to 5 kind of jobs. So we are in a place where people must take care of themselves and understand how to take principles like embedded finance. For example, every time you go to Walmart, you get, let's say you buy lipstick 4 times. Then they give you the 5th time for free. And they say, bank with us. That's the end.
Yeah.
Why do I need to go to the bank? Then they charge me card transaction. And then I'll buy. Why do I need to do that? There is a Walmart bank right beside it.
Let's talk about your other chapter where you talked about neobanks and reinventing the DNA of banking.
Yes.
We see a lot of microfinance banks here in this part with ridiculous interest rates.
Yes.
And then, unfortunately, it's also the bane for running businesses in Nigeria because, a lot of business owners and entrepreneurs are dependent on these microfinance banks to give them loans, to, run their businesses effectively, regardless of, the challenges.
Absolutely.
I mean, last year and in 2023, there were, according to reports, over 70% of businesses were lost due to the economic challenges.
Yes.
So let's talk a little bit about,
new banks and all of that. Yes. Nigeria is a very interesting case study.
Right.
In fact, I saw a new development a few days ago about something called alternative bank. Get a gold bar every time you bank. I was like, what? So I paused at Jibowu or somewhere when I saw that. but to understand what, so I went to look for it online. Huda, I'm sorry, I mentioned.
We can't mention names yet.
I'm sorry, but these new players, I'm blessed to be one of the very first people to work in what you call mobile banking. I won't mention the name of the company. We're somewhere in Victoria Island. The year 2006, 7, 8 was when the energy started, and the telcos and all of that were in the picture. So I've seen the transition. Simply put, more persons are using these new banks in Nigeria.
Right.
I mean, I want to pay the Okada man, and he mentions
a particular bank,
not the first 5, not the first 10. He mentions this small bank,
and which started off as a fintech as well.
Which is a fintech. And I asked one of them, "Why are you doing this?"
Right.
He says to me, "Sure, sir." I said, "What does sure mean?" Because I know what it means, but I was just testing because I am interested in that sector and I'm a researcher. And he says to me, "It doesn't fail. I'm going to get my money immediately." And there are some names. It works with your mobile phone. Now it's lifestyle integration.
Right.
So lifestyle is being integrated with use. There's no network is failing. There's no my money disappeared.
It's seamless. Transactions are seamless.
It's seamless, easy, simple, and that's because behind the scene they're using an offsetting method to debit. So whatever you have, they debit against it. Right. Instead of moving the money, which the traditional banks are doing, into your account. And I'm looking at the big banks and they are not responding. Now, it's slightly scary for me. Why? These new banks, somebody can clean the account and go through Cotonou. I'll be looking for the person. It's easy for someone to shut their servers and walk away. Hopefully, they are good people. Because what they're doing is just credit and debit against people's deposits. So they don't need to go through the traditional P&L where you balance and no. MM has this amount and somebody has, she needs 50K, we give it to her. When the money comes in, that's very fast debit and credit approach. Simply put, everybody has a book. Your phone number has a book and it's beside you. So what's the bigger point I'm making? Regulators will have a hard time coping with any backlash, anything happens to those guys, because they are microfinance banks. They're supposed to operate a certain level of threshold. But the volume of transactions that's beginning to travel through their servers
might be too much. And
this issue is a national sovereignty issue. It's a national security issue. That's why I love the guy who did cybersecurity earlier. Our financial transaction and data on a daily basis and how much you're transferring is an item of natural warfare. If somebody wants to come against our country, they can hack our servers and know how rich we are and deal with our transactions and, in quotes, God forbid, make the country poorer. So these neobanks are becoming stronger in terms of number of transactions, volume of transactions, and human beings are using them beyond the original financial threshold and risk, because there's layers, they have insurance that's backing them up. There's an amount of transactions they're supposed to take. Now it's getting bulkier. Now, and the CBN is struggling not to stop good business, yet keep people's money safe. So those are very serious problems, and it will get worse. Here's my headache: the traditional banks are not responding.
You know what? This is quite insightful. Like I said earlier on, if you are in the financial, if you're interested in the financial landscape of this country, and not just even in Nigeria but all over the world, your book, Fintech Black Book, is one to get as soon as possible. Thank you so much, Adiriye. I mean, there's been so much that's been unpacked today in today's discussion. It was such a pleasure having you on the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right. On that note, we have to take a quick break. We have quite an interesting guest coming up next. Stay with us, people.
Most trusted toothpaste for kids.
Why do 7 out of 10 kids have cavities, sir? Double Habu contains clove. My mother says it contains eugenol, which is 100% effective in cavity protection.
Where there's clove, there's no cavity.
Level 2, electrified fence. Terrifying. Let's get out of here.
Hey, Nick fam! Remember, Nick on TVC is your one stop for engaging children's shows like El Tigre, Paw Patrol, SpongeBob SquarePants, Kung Fu Panda, and lots more to keep the kids glued to their screens. Catch us on Mondays to Fridays at 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. and Saturdays and Sundays from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. right here on TVC.
Anything that puts a smile on your face. So it's whatever fun activity that you can get into, that you can get engrossed in. So it's different for everyone. For instance, I find football one of the most entertaining things in the world. People wouldn't. I can watch YouTube videos about cats dancing, and for me that's entertaining. Someone else might not find it. So as long as you can get engrossed in it and it's gonna fill you with a sense of pleasure, you're on the right track.
The time has come to experience the power of faith, music, and praise. This is the Max Urban Gospel Chart Show. Every Sunday from 10 a.m., tune in to catch the pulse-pounding beats and soul-stirring melodies that will elevate your faith and leave a lasting impact on your heart. The Max Urban Gospel Chart Show. Every Sunday from 10 a.m. exclusively on Max FM, where we count down the best 20 urban gospel hits from around the world. Get your praise on.
Doubt and fear doesn't occur at the canvas, it shows in the canvas. It shows the conation of raw earthen material slabbed, stroked, and molded at a pace provided by the doubt and fear. Every move way in the struggle of one to the other, merging the past to the present, brushstrokes of colors seen but not known. For when the wailing stops, the pieces settle down in abject beauty, erected for a century of a century. Speaking, advocating, protesting as the arts are meant to be.
It's time for our final conversation this morning on Wake Up Nigeria. And wrapping the show with us is Nollywood's finest, Christian Ucheha. He is an actor, storyteller, and media voice for change. It's such a pleasure to have you in the studio with us today.
First of all, thanks for having me.
It's our pleasure.
Yeah.
So, actor, storyteller, media voice for change. Let's start from, they said the last to be the first, right? So let's start from media voice of change. What is that about?
So it's like using my platform to impact, to leave a legacy for posterity to always remember. So in a world where I think immorality is becoming the new normal, so we just have to try and to curb it and let the next generation to know that okay, there is still discipline out there. This is what the structure should be. This is what our country stands for. This is what the culture stands for. Yeah.
But as an actor and storyteller, it's intertwined. But then I wonder, there's a different side of you that many people don't know about, and that has to do with what you studied in the university. I know these days people study A and end up doing B.
I know, right?
However, the disparity will make you wonder how someone will spend years studying and let me not be the one to say it. What did you study in school?
Actually, I'm a graduate of metallurgical and materials engineering.
Wahala. And then now you're an actor.
An actor, yeah.
Wow. What informed your decision to be an actor? Why not practice what you studied at school?
So for me, while I was still in school, it's something for you to look up to the future. Well, back then, the level of the increase unemployment in the country was alarming, and I don't want to become part of the people who would leave school and say, oh, there is no job in the country, this, that. I don't like to whine or complain, you understand? And then I know I had it in me. Entertainment has always been a thing, and I had to just go back to it. It's something that I used to be part of, you know, the dance group, drama group back then in secondary school. Then I lost the touch after I lost my dad, after my dad passed, 2005.
That's 20 years now. Wow.
Yes, last month exactly made it 20 years.
Wow.
God rest his soul.
Amen. Amen. So that was when you decided to take off from it, focus on becoming an engineer.
I started up as a model.
Okay.
I became ex-Mr. Ideal Nigeria Universal.
Interesting.
2016. That same year I made my first appearance at Ibadan Casino Series. Then the rest is history.
The rest is history indeed.
Yeah, this is 9 years now.
9 years, yes. So coming from that background to acting, would you say it has also paved way for you? Because sometimes when people win certain stuff, pageantry or you know, certain platforms you get, they also pave way. Would you say it was the same way for you?
To me, no experience is a waste. I think every experience is a blessing. Either way, there is something to learn and take into the next phase in life. So it paved way for me. There will always be a starting point, and for me, that's my story. It's my journey.
Now, what would you say has been your most challenging role as an actor? The one that has demanded the most from you? And I see you do a lot of lover boy roles. Is that a typecast?
No, not even a typecast. I'm a versatile actor. I don't really do a lot of lover boy roles. But for me, my most difficult
My
role...
boss, affair with the boss, secret lover, all this.
So I played various characters. The recent one I did... okay, I'll start with just the most recent. 2 days back, I just wrapped with Mercy Johnson for Mercy Johnson in Abuja. Yeah, the character is... It's emotional. It took a lot from me. I had to travel into some sort of emotional space to be able to bring that to life. Then there's one other character, I think, that messed with my mental health for a while.
Okay,
yes,
what character was that?
A psychotic character.
Psychotic character?
Yes, that's on its side. It messed with my head. Then one
what
of the
movie
character,
was that?
It's called Breathing Space, and I got an award for that actually.
Wow.
Yeah. Then another character which I think pushed me. I took a break after playing that character because I found myself becoming that character out of the movie space.
Okay.
Yes, so
what
it was difficult
was
to unwear the character. It's more like a gangster who got addicted to smoking and drinking, and for me, I like to bring this character to life in being realistic. So on sets, I would smoke every time until I'm done for the day. Smoke and drink. Yes.
Then you
so
now became
So I'll go back home and detox. So after doing that, it's more like my own personal character was battling with a character, and I would want to go back to it and have a taste of this. And you know what something you start at first becomes a habit. I think I remember James Clear wrote in one of his favorite books, Atomic Habits. When you start up something and you consistently do it becomes a habit.
Yes.
So I had to take a break and work on that.
Wow.
And I thank God. I'm great.
So
I'm out of it.
Now, I know quite well that for you to be a successful actor and for you to really bring a role to life, in most cases, you have to step into that person, which is what you did. But then there's the adverse effects that not many actors talk about. Did you have to seek therapy, or was it something you had to do to be able to regain who you were? I find the psychotic one scary too.
Yes, it is. It was scary because after playing the psychotic character, I became aggressive. At some point, I became aggressive. But now the beautiful thing about acting is it gives us the opportunity, to tap into layers of our lives that maybe we'll be running away from, or we've not been able to come in terms with, or to face the truth, the reality, because all these characters are part of us.
Yeah,
you just have to choose who you want to become in life.
Absolutely,
to suppress
you have said it all.
The negative part. You have to choose if you're the bad person or you're the good person. There's no hanging on the fence.
Yeah.
So the psychotic character also, did something, and I had to trace that when I took that little break to my experience in life, because they say when people react a certain way or move a certain way, it's not about you. It's a reflection of their experience or a reflection of what's going on with them. So at the time I discovered that I had not healed from so many traumas.
Wow.
That's from losing my dad, from becoming an adult at an early stage where I should be a kid and be a teenager. Do you understand? And my elder brother,
you had to grow up fast.
Exactly, with my elder brother who's autistic.
Oh.
Yeah, he didn't talk till like 9 years old. That played a huge role on me. Watching my mom go through fibroid surgery, spinal cord surgery, to say but the least. Yeah, but now coming back to your question about the therapy section, it's something that it's not really largely talked about in the industry. And I think it's something I would like to really take up on the long run, because trust me when I say this, actors are going through a lot emotionally and mentally, and we don't really come out to talk about it. If we come out to talk about it, sometimes it's tagged chasing clout or seeking attention, but sometimes they are going through a lot and they don't really know how to express this. Like they normally say, these days a problem shared is a problem solved. But a problem shared these days is not gist too.
Exactly. It's for gist the other one.
So you don't really know what to confide in, and the therapy, the structure is not really placed for us to have access to therapists, except if there is any I don't know of. And maybe it's accessible to a certain people, I don't know. But I think it's something, it's a responsibility I would like to take up, a challenge I would like to take up on the long run.
Okay, so now we've talked about what you've done so far. What should we expect from Christian moving forward?
You should expect, to start with, brilliant movies, impactful movies that would leave a great legacy for posterity to always remember. And I'll be working on my personal stuff that will be coming up soonest. When it's ready, I'll serve the audience, and I've worked on tremendous projects I think the audience are not even ready for.
Let's talk about YouTube. Now, a lot of people now upload their stuff on YouTube.
Yeah.
And then there are people who are for and against it for different reasons. I wonder what's your thought on it?
My thought is, filmmaking is a large space where everyone can actually explore. So in an industry where largely, if not all the producers are self-funded, you don't expect there's no particular space that is limited. Everybody can come and do their thing and put on YouTube, and like I would say it, the cinema culture is struggling, and I see YouTube as a future of Nollywood for now, where a producer puts $1,000 or $2,000 and is certain to make it back with the right publicity structure, the right publicity planning, post-production means, especially marketing, to get back their money, and with the right casting, especially story's king, always.
That's really interesting. So I'm gonna ask you about the opposite gender. You're a good-looking guy who was used to modeling.
Yeah, I did a recent commercials for Glow.
So you're an actor, a model, and you also have the looks. How do you manage the attraction from the opposite sex?
That's a lot of distraction and temptation on its own, but we just try. At the end of the day, it boils down to discipline. Yeah, it boils down to discipline, because what you don't control now might mar your journey or mar your growth. So I try to always discipline myself. But you know, before I will do.
And that brings me to something about actors. There's this popular belief that it's very difficult to have a serious relationship. Is that true?
It's not true.
It's not true.
It's not true.
So it's possible to actually have a steady relationship, because you guys have access to so many things, and then you're really ever around.
It's an individual thing. It's in your character. So it's a consistent thing. When you consistently work on your character development, why not? Why can't you have a good relationship? But now the problem is finding the right partner.
That's another thing. So let's go back again, like 5 steps to the psychotic character.
Okay.
Yeah, so I want you to just give me a bit of, maybe a part of the movie, or you could even recreate it yourself, acting out as that psychotic person.
So the psychotic character, the guy, he was He loved his wife, and he was controlling of his wife. At some point, he became insecure. You know, at some point, whenever he flips, he can stay and like, well,
stop it.
Yes, goes, and it becomes, you know, irritational, sensitive, and yeah, something like that, and he gets back himself. So it's more like dual personality.
Bipolar,
more like bipolar. And at some point, he lost it, that he almost killed his wife.
Wow.
Yes, he became so obsessed that he stopped her from working out, from working, from leaving the house. Then eventually he kidnapped his own wife in his own house, in a particular room. I think they should go see Breathing Space. And it's happening.
Space. Wow.
It's happening.
I'm going to go check it
Yes.
out.
I've heard different scenarios. I've come across 2 victims. But when I read the script, I had to do my research to have an experience of what I'm about to do, what I'm about to delve into, the emotional space, the character journey. You know, acting is just like an expedition of characters you get.
All this talk about crazy people and all is making me feel hungry. I think I need to eat. So let's just head straight to the kitchen. You should lead the way.
Oh, okay.
I'll be right behind you. I'm glad you said you're over it now.
Thank you.
But I'm still going to keep my space, if you know what I mean.
No, you're safe.
Welcome to the kitchen, Chris. Chef Fave this morning has made for you yam and chicken sauce. You can tell that a lot of love went into the preparation of that sauce. It looks really good.
Saucy.
Yes, so we'd like you to have a taste.
Taste again.
Let us know what you think.
Okay.
Are you a yam lover or a plantain lover?
Plantain lover. You went there.
So just imagine this with plantain.
Wait for the chicken.
Wow. By the way, Chef, is there anyone you would like to thank for helping you out making this incredible meal, Chef?
Is there anyone you would like? What kind of prompt is that?
No.
She said, hold on.
She said, no, can we move on? Chris, what do you think?
Chris.
She said it's really nice.
Did you say so?
Well done, Chef. Well done. Thank you. I mean, I know that you alone put together, this this meal.
I just remember.
Come together very nicely. We already know who assisted you.
Yes.
And I trust that I'm not going to mention her name.
Her name?
Yes.
Her name?
Yes, her name.
I'm not a lady.
She's talking about herself.
Thank you, Chris, for being on the show, and to Chef Fave, and to all our guests for being on the show today. We appreciate you.
Yeah.
We'll be here again, same time tomorrow. See ya. Have a great day.
Before that, we also have another performance, okay?
Oh, yes.
So we're heading straight to Cali & for another performance. Casamigo.
Calling my mind for you. Kelly, on your line, make you giving me the signal. Cause your love you with it, turning me to sin now. Make your love you no go landing me for fire. You laugh it to cry, you really me for another. So now your love with it making me the shiva. Kelly, if you leave me, I fi turn it to loner. If not tonight, I go come see your mother. See you go follow me, go from my apartment. Kelly, why you one day avoid me? You tell me say you love me, but you didn't want me. He back let me see you one day throwing me. You don't use me finish, now you didn't want me, yeah. Kelly, why you one day avoid me? You tell me say you love me, but you didn't want me. He back let me see you one day throwing me. You don't use me finish, now you didn't want me, yeah. Kelly, on your line, make you giving me the signal. Cause your love you with it turning me to sin now. Make your love you no go landing me for fire. You laugh it to cry, you leave me for another. So now your love with it making me the shiva. Kelly, if you leave me, I fi turn it to loner. If not tonight, I go come see your mother. See you go follow me, go from my apartment. Hold my body like never ever. Tell me things when nobody never. Do me things when nobody never. Call on me anytime, whenever. She call me Batman, killer, call me Kali. Walk one you, yeah. Forever me, I tell her, yeah. Hola, come on, west your body's on fire. Tell me what you need, I'ma make another. Would you pull up with me tonight? Would you do anything for love? Put your body on a rewind. Baby, tell me if you could take my side. No go do me this, you go make me cry. Cause your loving not my consign. Kelly, why you putting me for psycho? Ibaka, let me see you wanna use me shine. Kelly, on your line, make you giving me the signal. Cause your love you with it turning me to sin now. Make your love you no go landing me for fire. You laugh it to cry, you really me for another. So now your love with it making me the shit.